Ephesians 5 verse 25, the Apostle Paul writes about how Jesus gave his all for the church and that men should love their wives in that way. How many of us go that far in ministering to our wife and family? Well, I haven't, but Judy's right when she insists that the bar level needs to stay high if the marriage and family unit is to be as strong as it can be. Thanks for joining us today. How far do you think sacrifice should go? Should a man just like give up his life and give up everything and just sort of, I don't know, isn't that kind of...
The Bible does say, greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for his friend. And who is his friend? It should be his wife or his children. That should be our first, that's where, for me, that is where ministry starts, is in the home.
Okay.
Okay, so I do believe that you should be willing to give up everything. There was a book I read once, Far from the Madding Crowd, I think it was called.
Yes, I read that.
And there was an example of a woman who was hard pressed, and she was a bit of a delicate creature. And she went to this shepherd's hut and asked him to help. But of course she was a woman and he was a man. And so he gave up his house, his home, and stayed out all night in the freezing cold weather so that she could have the comfort of his house because she was in need. The upshot of it was he actually died because he froze to death.
Okay.
But that is sacrificial giving. You're putting the bar quite high. Should it not be high?
I believe it should, and that's my point. I believe it should be quite high. I believe a man should be a protector. I believe he should be the example in his home, that the children should look at the husband and the father, the wife and the children should be looking to the father for that guidance, spiritual, ethical, and moral.
How the leader of the family is going to behave is going to demonstrate how his son is going to behave in 10 years or 15 years or 20 years' time.
Has a lot to do with it, doesn't it?
And if you've got a father who doesn't demonstrate sacrificial love, what's he teaching his children?
The children won't.
You are my lighthouse, my lighthouse.
Because they're going to copy. It's natural for a child to copy their elders.
Yeah.
So we need to take very careful consideration what we want to teach those around us.
Okay.
I see a generation rising up to take their place in self-restraint, in self-restraint.
If our family don't learn sacrifice from us men, where will they learn it? Judy talked about how important our example is to our loved ones and the awesome responsibility that goes with being a biblical man.
Is the bar too high? Next week we'll be welcoming Alan as he talks about how sacrifice and responsibility play a part in his marriage. God bless and bye for now.
See you next week.